Yeah, gone is the notion of the career ladder, right? We still see that, of course, with some people who spend their entirety of their career at one institution, but increasingly with generational shifts in the workforce and people's priorities in terms of where they want to live, where they want to work, new industries emerging, we're seeing more of the paradigm being. Some people call it the career lattice. Some people call it the dynamic journey. There's lots of like great kind of headline phrases for it, but what it means is that people are going to move a lot more during their career. And I'll give you the employer perspective, which is when we look for talent, we want people who are willing to grow with the organization, right? The organization may change our investment strategy. It may change its capital raising strategy. It may change its geographic locations. It may change its use of technology. And we want people who are agile. We want people who are going to grow with us versus you have one job and you grow along that ladder for your whole career. So from the employee's perspective, I think something to think about is how do you present your ability to adapt to changing macro environments, changing environments, settings that are impacting the firm that you're interested in joining, because that is sort of the secret sauce to what's getting people to stick around, even if they're not in the same role their whole career. They're moving around and adjusting and adapting within their firm. And that's increasingly becoming an ever more important skill.
Rory, you've used that lattice versus ladder analogy as well. How do you think about this?
Yeah, look, that's a big word for us as well, because we're 800, a little bit over 800 people at Lord Abbott, and so the linear progression in an 800 person business, and maybe even larger, like you're a little bit over 1,000 now, like is kind of very hard to achieve, and so there's a little bit of like natural friction in the career, if I can kind of call it that, is that some people, and rightly so, and just the way they work, want that clear linear progression. They want to know, I do 3 years as an investment associate, I'm going to become an associate portfolio manager. If I become an associate portfolio manager, I'm going to do 5 years, I'm going to become a portfolio manager. And I think it's kind of like we need to kind of help each of our people and kind of the industry actually start to adapt to more accumulating sets of skill sets, because not every job is going to be the same. If you think 20 years from now, what the jobs will look like, hopefully I'll be retired, and the different generation will be managing people's money. But 20 years from now, we're kind of going to be thinking about the different skills that we need to bring again. And so I think we need to teach each other and kind of learn from one another. How do you kind of accumulate those through different roles? Internal mobility is very big and always on our mind, of how do you move people around an organization or around different career opportunities to kind of accumulate those skills. Are there global opportunities that people can do that kind of generates a different sort of thinking? But that lattice concept is huge, because it's not as easy as a straight progression through a variety of roles.